What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, so we usually do a Tech Thursday. And for today's installment, we're gonna be doing the differences between a front load and a top load stem. And I have a lovely assistant that will be showcasing both. No, you don't have to show your face. This is not part of the gig, just your hand. There you go. Didn't you just do your nails?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dickless back there. Let me get both those bad boys to see them. So first and foremost, what are the differences between both of these stems? Well, we chose two that are very different. One is a forged stem and one is a CNC'd stem. And the difference is that a forged stem, which is the new Shadow Conspiracy Matt Ray Signature VVS stem. And the forged process means that it's gonna be a soft, malleable metal that they're gonna put in like a big cast that's gonna actually push the metal into the shape. The other stem is an alloy CNC'd one, which means that it's a block of aluminum, a different grade of aluminum, that's why it's alloy, which is a composite of metals. And they'll actually shave it down and grind it down into that shape. The difference between both stems is that the forged stem will be a little heavier and a little less durable, but it's also gonna be the cheapest. CNC'd usually has to be like hand grinded or hand machined, so that's gonna be a little more labor intense, so that's why the price difference. I'm gonna need my hand model because this gets complicated. So now going into the specs. So let's go for the Primo Icon stem. It comes in usually black, aluminum, and this nice rose gold. The difference with top load stem is that the handlebar will actually come in from the top, and the stem cap and bolts are on the top. In theory, this will allow you to actually get more height out of your stem. So this stem has a 48 millimeter reach, so that's the distance from your fork to your handlebar, and it has an 8.5 millimeter stack height. So that means that the rise that you get out of it. Now, a lot of people really just like the aesthetic of a nice stem. Also, you can see the price tag on our nice stem there. And this stem comes in at $50.99, which is pretty much traditional for a top load stem that's CNC'd. It's gonna be lighter, a little stronger, and with the ability to place your bars up on top, you technically, again, are able to get a bigger stack, and it just looks like your handlebars are taller. As far as the specs for the VVS stem, Matt Ray probably wanted something that's similar in the feel of a top load. So it's the same length or reach, which is 48 millimeters, and it's the same stack height, which is 8.5 millimeters. While it's gonna look a little different, it's gonna feel just about the same as a Primo Icon stem. Now with stems like this, you actually can get away with a further reach and not as big of a stack height. So this can go up to like I've seen a 54 or a 55 millimeter, but it can't go very short. I think the shortest that you can get it is about a 48 or 47 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken. And traditionally, the top load stems are the ones that you can actually get a little more compact, and a lot of flatlanders like that. See, and this is why I got a hand model. Going back to the front load stem, a lot of people believe that you get more leverage. So a person or a rider like Dan Kruk, who likes to ride his bars really far forward, probably would prefer a front load stem because you could get away with even more further, and you technically get more leverage when bunny hopping. But at the end of the day, these two stems are very similar. Very good. These two stems are very similar. So that means that they're gonna feel the same. They're just gonna be more aesthetically pleasing to what look you're into. And as of lately, there's been more people getting front load stems. In the past, for I would say the last like 10 to 15 years, it's been all top load. But now I think that a lot of people are starting to adopt the new front load stem look. And I know that Animal, Fiend, Shadow, and a lot of other brands are now bringing them back. So it all really depends what you like. Again, going for the Shadow stem, this is a forged stem, a little heavier and not as strong. It might be a little more susceptible to stripping if you're not very careful, but if you are, this saves the bank a lot. These are only $34.99. Now, if you want something that's a little stronger, a little lighter, and handcrafted, and probably a little more aesthetically pleasing, not necessarily the shape, but just the actual like process of making the stem, then you're gonna wanna go with the Primo Icon. That's about $59.99. So nearly twice as expensive, but technically you'll have a more sound product. All right, and that is it for today. If you guys have any more questions on these stems, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Alfredo Mancuso and hit me up there, or just leave some in the comments below. I read all the comments, and if there's something that you wanna see particularly to specs or just how to do things on your bike, make sure to leave it down there and I'll get to it. And thanks again to my hand model, Dickless. Now you can pop in if you wanna say hi. You'll probably be blurry, but nice LA hat, reppin'. Is it this way? Is it this way? I always get it wrong. Anyways, like, share, comment, subscribe, I'm out. Not bad, right? Not that many takes.
I was scared someone was gonna walk in.